I'm gonna mess with. Are we
live.
live yet? Are we live now?
Yeah.
Are we live? Are we live now, Dave?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
We're live. So thank you
yeah.
everybody for showing up. I guess I just told them behind stage, it's really relaxed. We don't do intros, but I guess we are going to do an intro. So welcome back, everybody.
And here we are doing an intro.
My name's Dave Wright. You guys might have been here prior to the rebranding. This is the old Dave Wright the Capitalist YouTube channel from when I used to do the Instacart videos, side hustles, gigs, and stuff like that before I launched the Amazon FBA in 2020. But now I'm revamping it with my friend Broseph, who's my regular host here. Hi, Broseph.
Hello.
And as you know, he recently stopped his job and he's trying to get into the 1099 world, make money, side hustling, running a business, learning entrepreneurship, and switching his mind over from a W-2 to a 1099 mindset. And since we already kind of have some crossover shows here, we figured we have a friend that's pretty much an expert in eBay. So rather than us, me guess at what's going on 5 years later, since I've really been doing eBay full time, we were like, let's get Paul on the show. So everybody, warm round of applause for Paul.
I want everybody to know, I want to give you guys some inside baseball and some behind the scenes on this. Yes. I was cordially invited to this show last week. Dave hit me up on Saturday morning and says, hey, we're doing a show today. Do you want to do it? And I consumed too many intoxicating elixirs on the Friday night before, and I was incapable of getting out of my bed to make it. But I watched the show, and after I was watching the show, I was sitting there like saying, man, I wish I wasn't so hungover so I could participate in this, because there's so much I want to say. I think what you guys are doing here is phenomenal. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and I promise I'm going to be clean.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, so everybody here, we can start off with plugs if you guys want, because everybody here is in we kind of met in the comedy community and branched off from there. Everybody here has some podcast shows, websites, and stuff. So we have a hard out today at 1 p.m. Everybody's got to get going, but we are going to talk eBay pretty much the whole show. So why don't we get plugs out of the way? Broseph, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Just a loser cast Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Mountain. So that would be so 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Western Pacific. And so it's me, Leighton Radner, from Outlawed Thoughts, Toad, and Tyler Yankee. We nominate losers every week and debate them, and then put out a poll, and then everyone can vote on it. Obviously we vote on it, but all the fans can vote on it, and then we talk about that. Then the next week we see the results of the poll. Anyways, a lot of fun.
Cool. And Paul, this is kind of like bittersweet. Because you and me have, I guess, competing shows. So we both go live at the same time.
And it doesn't bother me one bit. We're two different things.
So one person, one of us, you have to choose to watch live. And then the other one, you wake up the next morning. And
that's not true. I do a lot. I do a lot more than you do.
Okay. Yeah. On the, shots fired.
Hold on,
I'm just kidding.
Time out. You do way more than me that's financially beneficial to yourself than I do. I do a lot more streaming than you do.
No. I was just going to say, so Paul, the thing was, I was like, oh, Paul's going to plug, and then I'm going to do my plugs, and I don't want to wash his plugs away.
Oh, you don't worry.
We're at the same time. So pick one of us, watch our shows, and then the other one you got to watch the next day, non-live. So go ahead, Paul. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So Dave says all of us met in the comedy space, which is sort of kind of true, but not really. We actually met because my brother is heavily involved in the comedy space, and he's the booker for our Saturday night show. And he booked all these fine gentlemen and introduced me to them. And then we became friends, and we hug and we talk and we snicker like schoolgirls and talk business. I love it. But that show is Sibling Revelry, and that's on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. And
you got to jump over to You got to jump over to Rumble.
We're on Rumble only. We're not on YouTube. And it's a very adult-based entertainment show. Our goal is to play ourselves, but turned up to 11, to where you come with us. It's a lot more cruder than this. It's not, if you don't have your children watch it. I also do Killing Time with Paul on Rumble. That's my own show that I do. I do that on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and then Friday. So I do it 3 days a week. Monday night is TV show night. We're currently watching The Wire together. It's a fun hang. You come out, we watch every episode of The Wire, one a week. And that's also when we vote on the movie we're going to watch on Wednesday or Thursday night. And then what we did is we've taken the IMDb top 100 movies. We started at number 1, pitted 1 and 2 against each other. And whatever one wins, and we keep going down the list that way. And we do that on Wednesday nights. Friday nights is dealer choice. Sometimes I have guests on and interview them. Sometimes we play games together. Last night we had a game night. It's a fun time. So that's what I do there. As far as eBay goes, I am Phoenix Sales 85 on eBay. I have a very large eBay store. That is how I support myself. That is how I pay my bills. That is how I feed my dogs. So if you ever are looking for something, I humbly ask, check my store out first to see if we have it. And I'm always willing to deal, which is something we'll talk about today. And
Yeah.
I do have, I am like an actual paid YouTuber for Phoenix Sales 85 on YouTube. I haven't put out content since November. I need to start getting back to doing that, but it's just been so nice not having to do that lately. But what I did was when I started doing eBay, I was in the exact same position as Broseph Smith. I lost my job, and 2 days later, I decided I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start eBay, and I was smart enough to turn the camera on and document it the whole time.
Is this you here? Did I find the right one?
That's Quick Flips Video Games.
It comes up as, but comes up as Phoenix Sales.
Phoenix Sales
Right
85,
there.
one word.
Right there.
Yep, that's me.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's my store.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so after the show, whatever, I'll put links and stuff below to all this stuff. I don't want to go too deep. We're already 6 minutes in. We've done nothing but plugs, but you can find me each and every Saturday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube on the channel Cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. Tonight we have a special Valentine's Day episode where we have Dalton and Leighton Liberty from the Losercast podcast coming on tonight to try to win over the heart of Ellie Stockholm, Skankfest known comedian, kind of online personality, we'll say. Tune in to find out more about her. And we have New York comedian, actually out of Philly, Drew Montana, coming on to give the guys pointers on how to pick up women. But anyways, on to the actual point that we're all here is let's start talking eBay, because Broseph got into eBay just recently. He's getting his, he's bought on eBay, but now he's like selling on eBay. It's a different beast. I am not an expert. I've gone through eBay and I literally have made perfect posts and changed them. And Paul told me to move stuff around daily because it rewards it, and couldn't sell stuff for like 6 months. Put that same item on Amazon and it sold for more money overnight. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep doing what works and get away from what's not working for me. But eBay is working for Paul. So if you have questions, put them in the live chat or comment them below. But right now, let's get a conversation between Paul and Broseph going, and I'm going to step back.
One thing I do want to say real quick, I find interesting about the three of us specifically. All of us are entrepreneurs who do our own online sales thing. We're all we are religious, all three of us, but in our own different ways. And we all stream. It's just funny that there's like a personality type that's really good at this. You know what I mean?
Well, that gives me hope, because so far I have not been really good at it.
Well, you just started, and you shouldn't be good at it yet. What you should be doing right now is making all the mistakes you can and learning everything you can from those mistakes. And that's the one thing about this. And I think it's the same on Amazon. Dave can correct me if I'm wrong. Making mistakes is a good thing when you're starting off, because then you know to never do it again. And when you're young and you make the mistake, it sticks in your head a lot more. Because once you do this and it becomes a job and you make a mistake, you're like, oh, well, forget it. I don't care. We'll move on.
Yeah.
But so just to give you a quick background, May 1st, 2024, I lost my job, just like Broseph Smith did. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? I got to start applying at other places. And I was like, I don't want to work for somebody else anymore. I am tired of helping other people get rich and my job just being at the whim of somebody else. So I started going down the eBay YouTube rabbit hole, which I highly recommend anybody who wants to get into eBay reselling. Justin resells, J Ride flips. There's a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them. And learn from everybody. Some aren't great, some are great, but learn from everybody. Anyway, how I run my eBay business, Broseph, I over the years, here's what I've learned. Post listing daily is a big deal.
Okay.
So instead of buying 1,000 things and then spending a day listing 1,000 things, I buy 1,000 things and I list 6 things a day. and then I just burn off all those things I bought. Granted, yes, am I not getting it up? And nothing that's not unlisted can't sell. But the eBay algorithm likes that daily activity.
Okay.
You can literally see it. Another big piece of advice I want to give you when you're new, I feel a lot of new guys are scared of returns. Do not be afraid of returns. Have you set up your policies on eBay yet?
I don't think so. I'm not sure actually. I may have when I first started. You know what? Now that you mention it, I don't know how would you go about doing that?
YouTube, J Ride Flips, Justin Resells. Just Google how do I set up my policies on eBay. What I would recommend for your policies, I would do free 30-day returns. I know that sounds terrible, like I'm gonna have to pay to return everything. Trust me. It gives people a sense of comfort, and you'll see your sales increase right away. Because once people can see that they can freely return it, they're less scared to buy. So my big piece of advice, don't be afraid. Okay. Look at what you need to be top-rated seller, because you can't be top-rated seller till you've done this for 3 months, and I think you've sold 1,000 items or listed 1,000. I can't remember, but look up what the requirements are now, and your goal should be to try to become top-rated as quickly as possible. Because once you're a top-rated seller, that boosts you in the algorithm too. The way I'm looking at this, I don't care what I sell. I'm trying to understand the algorithm to make sure my products are placed in the algorithm as best as possible. And that's what I've learned. One thing you guys talked about last week, I'm gonna let you guys ask me questions, and I'll just give you the best answers I can. But one of the things you guys did last week, and this is not for Amazon, and this is why Dave said it, and I know this is why Dave said it, is because Dave does Amazon. When you're selling clothes, Broseph, on eBay, do not buy a second clear plastic poly mailer to house your stuff in. I wouldn't. It's a waste of money.
Okay.
People don't care. One of my specialties is men's shirts. Now, granted, I don't sell a lot of women's clothes, but I have never sent one piece of clothes with a clear plastic wrapping on it. I've heard that from other people. And I think if you're on Amazon, I would do it on Amazon, but eBay, don't worry about it. People go to eBay with a little bit less expectations than they do.
Okay. So
I just want to give a quick shout out to the chat, that everybody that shows up here. So let's say
a lot of my home team here.
Yeah, let's say hi back here. What up, boys?
What up, Hash Nick?
I don't know Hash, but it's good. I'm glad you're here, Hash. You rule.
Hey, how's it going, Dark?
Darth rules. Darth does a Bible study every night. He's reading the Bible from beginning to end. Check his channel out.
Yeah, so we're doing we're going to try to start doing this with different guests. Next week, our guest is going to be my friend Chad, who does gig hustles full-time, paid off his student loans over the past couple of years.
DoorDash, Instacart,
doing
stuff like
DoorDash, Instacart, Uber. He does them all. He multi-apps. But anyways, we're going to try. Next week's going to be 1 p.m. We haven't figured out a date yet, but thanks for showing up. I wanted to just show the people that watch this in the future that there is live people in the chat here showing up to support. So I'll let you guys get back in. I was saying the reason when I would put stuff in the plastic bags and stuff when I was doing eBay and stuff is, one, I was selling on Amazon FBA and eBay, and sometimes I'd have a listing on both. And then if it's sold, because I would be able to ship it out. So after I took the photos, put it up line and all that stuff, I would seal it into that bag. So now I know it's clean, it's ironed, it's not dusty, it's up on a shelf. And then if it gets purchased, I just dust the bag off, and I know the material itself smells good. And I used to cut a little piece of fabric softener sheet and put it in the bag when I sealed it. So when they opened it, that it smelled like a clean, like Gain fabric softener or whatever from the shirt. So that would stay in the bag with it.
Question for both of you, but I care more about Dave's answer. No disrespect, Broseph. You're new, that's why.
Yeah, no. That's
what's your home inventory situation like? How do you have it set up?
So I don't really do much home inventory anymore, but I do have I have a big, huge black foldable table. The one that my desk is here. I got another one in the other room. Then my printers and labeling on one side. Then I have black shelving.
Glad you said that.
That goes up on the other side, and that's got my tape, my scales, my measuring stuff, all my bags or whatever. So I'm on this table. I got my printer to the left. It's all Wi-Fi, so I can shoot the labels and stuff that I need. And then the other side is just shelves I can grab off that has like pens, markers, bags of all different size, boxes, my scale. I even have the $450 pull down gum tape machine that you can measure the tape size for boxes and stuff.
Yep.
But like I said, if I was just strictly doing eBay, the $450 tape thing's probably not a huge deal because you're doing individual boxes for people. But when I'm shipping big like cases of items to Amazon, and I've got the regular UPS guy, the Staples guy, the guy that brings to the factory, the conveyor belt, the trucker dropping it off at Amazon, opened by another employee. I want that box like sealed until the end person gets it safe. If you're just like packing up like a shirt or a baseball glove or sunglasses to somebody, you probably don't need it so intensely packaged to get it to their house safely, because it's basically you, the post office, and then like the end buyer.
But for the items you do sell that you have at home, do you have any way that you categorize or catalog them? Or is it just so little that you have like you could just put them on a shelf?
Oh, well, yeah, like it's so little, I just have them on a shelf and I can find them, because most of my stuff goes out to an Amazon warehouse, which is sitting in storage there. The stuff that stays here is stuff that I would have to double dip on. So for example, like I have some over here in my shoulder stuff that I got to put online. I have some like zinc pills that I'm going to do on both. Some medication, some beauty supplies, whatever. I'm going to put those on 2 simultaneous websites, so I'll keep them here. But I'll have 10 items that I have that's on eBay.
Okay.
I'm not.
I have 3,500 right now, or something to that effect.
Yeah. So I'm not in that. So I'm not in that. Like I said, there was no reason for me to grow the Amazon FBM because the eBay stuff wasn't selling that great, the FBM. But then if I took that stuff, bundled it, threw it into Amazon, and people could get it to their house next day, Amazon Prime, it was selling for more money because they get that added service. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to box this stuff up and sell it into Amazon. A lot of people don't know this. When you're on Amazon and you have your listing there, it's one listing, and then there's multiple sellers on it, where eBay is multiple listings, and each listing is owned by the seller. On Amazon, there's one listing and then multiple sellers, and you can scroll through, and you can actually sell used condition items on Amazon. So when you go to Amazon to go to buy an item, look on the right-hand side, scroll down and say, see all buyers, and it'll show you all their buyers. And some of them are from Amazon and they're brand new, and some of them are used. And I can ship used items into Amazon and sell them the same way I sell new items at Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon's really converted their used side of the house to like eBay. Like I know they've made great strides. For me, I had never had a desire to go up more than one platform. I don't want the work. I don't want the headache to have to keep track of everything. So, Broseph, have you figured your inventory situation out? Like what you plan on doing?
I'm actually working on that. I've got a room that I used to the house we live in is actually pretty decent size because we got my buddy living in the basement, so he pays for a third of the rent. So we got like 4 bedrooms up here. So I think the other bedroom in there was used as a different facility. We'll talk about that later, but and I'm in the process of getting that stuff off those shelves because I have a bunch of shelves set up in there already. So I just need to get all the crap off of those shelves and then start, putting my stuff up there. I will say I have 17 items listed on eBay. So I need to up those numbers. But yeah.
How many days did it take to get your first sale?
It was within, I think, a week. I got
day 3 was my first sale, and the first week I bought a VHS. It was brand new in the package from 1984.
Damn nice.
It was like a VCR cleaner. It cleaned the tape and it cleaned the VCR.
Yeah,
I got it for $5, sealed in package, and I sold it on my first week for $385. And that was my I can do this. I can make a living doing this. Okay, so you're new.
Yeah.
What equipment do you have for the business?
Equipment that I have right now, my phone. I have my phone, and then I have some. That's why when I was looking behind me before, I have one sec.
Sorry, I'm pulling up Broseph's eBay right now too.
These bags, which I'm shipping the coins in.
Padded poly mailers.
Yeah, exactly. And then these ones, these just polymail bags. These are the first ones I bought. Then
that's the brand I use. We use the same brand.
Okay, awesome.
I love those. I had to go through 3 different brands before I got to that brand, and I like those the best.
I was gonna say I also got these because they're a little thicker, and
that's the brand. I got I do the white ones. They're the same brand, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Huh. Cool. Awesome. Because
what's their name again? I can't remember. It's weird.
KK Best Pack.
KK.
But and then these are the ones that I had gotten for the interior, just to, because I even before, Dave and I had talked before, we talked here. I was like, kind of thinking about the clothes. I was like, okay, well, if the first bag fails, I don't want this, it to get soaked on the inside. But if you're saying you've had great success, do
you have my store up, Dave?
Yep.
Can you bring my store up real quick? Can you go to see where it says featured categories? Can you go to clothes and accessories? Does it say how many total clothes and accessories I have listed?
I think it says search all 966 items.
Okay, 966. How much are those clear how much do the clear plastic? How much do those come in? Like, what's the number count on it?
100 piece.
100. So I would need to buy 9 bags of that. How much is it? How much is one of those things?
Yeah, it was like I think somewhere between I think it was 15.
Okay, so
like 15 to 20.
9 to 10. I would need 9 to 10 of those for the business I've done so far. That would have been an extra $100 out of the profit margin. And on top of it, the added work of packaging all that up inside the clear plastic and then putting it in a regular polymer. The way I do it personally with used clothes is just put it in the poly mailer, and I categorize the poly mailer. What I do is, so my inventory system for clothes, I have different inventory systems for different products. But for clothes, I literally put them in the poly mailer, and I started at 1, and with a marker on each bag, 1, 2, 3 to infinity. And I'm like I said, I think I'm currently on 1,600 items of clothes is what I've listed so far. So I've sold. This is great. I've sold 700 items of clothes in 2 years since I've been doing this.
Nice. So, and quick question. So, just following what you were saying there. So you get them, you take the pictures, you list them, and then you package them up immediately. And then
so I do calculated shipping too. I literally measure and weigh every single item I sell. Crazy as that sounds. So the way I have my setup, I have my clothes station set up, and the scale, my one and only scale, is at my clothes station. So whenever anything needs to get weighed, it goes to my clothes station. I take the pictures, I fold it up, put it right in the numbered poly mailer, and then I put it on the scale, and I take a picture of the scale, the category number, and the weight of the item. Does that make sense? So I have a picture that has all that information. So when I go to list, I have the measurements, I have the weight, and I can categorize it. And I do custom SKUs in my, so like in eBay, when it says custom SKU, for shirts, I do 1 through infinity. So I get, for my custom SKU, I put the year, the month, space, the SKU number. And that's how I categorize everything, just to keep it even. So when something sells, all I got to do is look at the custom SKU, like 272. I go up to my wall, and they're all in numerical order in bins. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look for 272. I go it out, and then I throw that on the scale, and then I go to print the label because I've already weighed it before. And this is just a QA check to make sure I grab the right product. Because what's going to happen, Broseph, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to put in the wrong SKU. You're going to do something where you grab the wrong item one time. It's going to happen. This is just another way to where if the weights don't match, that stops me, and I can say, wait a minute, let me look at the shirt and make sure I have the right shirt or the right pair of pants, because the weights are so drastically different from when I took the picture the first time. Like, I do little shit like that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I knew that was going to happen.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we're not a completely, so just so the audience know, we're not a completely clean channel, but like,
yeah, I try
all of us
to
come
avoid
from a dirty comedy background. So if you're this is something you watch with your kids, you do not want to head over to watch our comedy shows.
Just put the kids to bed first. That's why I do mine at night.
Yeah.
All
No,
right,
I
so
wasn't trying to be like
No, yeah.
an overseer before we went on show. I was just explaining to I just curtain pull for the audience. Prior to the show, I said, "Hey, just remember this is the show that we're going to try to do like clean and family oriented or whatever, because our other shows are like, Paul's on Rumble for a reason because he wants to be able to say and do whatever he wants on his podcast. And I'm on a podcast to also vent and have fun and joke around and make fun. So
and Losercast we is exclusively roasting other people. So
yeah. So we're able to have fun here. I wasn't trying to be a dictator earlier. I was just saying there was. I mean, I've already seen a couple of spots where I knew Broseph wanted to make some jokes that I was like, "Don't do it." I can see the wheels turning.
Okay.
Yes, but yeah.
Figure out what you want to do for an inventory logging system at your house, and don't be married to it.
Okay.
Let it. If it's not working, change it. And that's my biggest piece. That's the biggest piece of advice in this business. Is if you're doing something that's not working, change it. Don't continue to do something that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And constantly experiment. As far as equipment goes, this is just quick advice I want to give before I forget. First piece of equipment you need to buy is a U.S. postal scale. Don't go to Walmart and get a food scale and think it's going to be good. Buy something that's certified as a postal scale. That should be your first purchase. It'll save you a bunch of time. It's so much easier. Second thing, get a label printer, a 4x6 label printer. You don't have to go and get a nice one. You don't have to spend $300 on a Dymo.
I saw that. In fact, when I was looking for printers on Amazon, the label printers were the cheapest ones. Even
I was going to say, if you go on Amazon or eBay or whatever, you could get a used Rollo. I would recommend getting the wired one. It's going to give you less problems. Mm-hmm. And they're usually cheap because people upgrade. Like when I upgraded to my wireless ones, I sold my used ones that you used before to upgrade. And it had all the materials, boxes and stuff, because sellers keep their stuff that they use in good condition so they can resell it when they upgrade, usually. Because
they're thinking about that.
Yeah. And
just like what Paul was mentioning earlier, I'm not sure, but I think before the show, he was saying, he said he has some eBay buddies that literally just list, they take pictures of the lamp that they have on their desk. And they're just
like
at their
the
house
products they're selling. They're using. I know a lot of sellers that do that. Like
so long, yeah.
Before I
all
forget,
those
though,
plants in the background, I know people who would have all those for sale while they're displayed in the house. And like when one sells, it's like, sorry, honey, I got to package this up and ship it off.
So I want to finish that thought too. So once you get the used, I would recommend the Rollo wired, not wireless. It's the Dymo. You have to buy their own labels or whatever to fit in it because they're perforated. And then once you get your printer for the 4x6 thermo thing, go on UPS and create a free account, and they'll send you labels for free. You don't have to pay for them. And you can get boxes of 940 4x6 labels that fit in the Rollo, so you never have to pay for shipping labels in the future, because they know that you're going to be using UPS enough of the times, even if you use a couple of them for FedEx and a couple of them for United States Postal Service, that you're going to use enough UPS that it doesn't matter, and it's a write-off for them to hand them out to the people. So a little trick for the people at home. I've accidentally, when I first started, paid for 4x6 labels, but I haven't paid for them in 4 years now.
Nice.
Two things, Broseph, do not let me forget before the end of the episode.
Yes.
I want to know your shipping time, and I also want to know, I want to talk to you about eBay store subscriptions, but sticking with the 4x6 label printer, everybody upgrades. Don't be my first one. I bought on sale on Amazon a $26 made in China 4x6 label printer, and it got me through my first 1,500 sales.
Nice.
Like, and I did the math on it. It cost like a fraction of a penny for every single sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I upgraded, and because it broke at 1,500, and I got lucky. Walmart had one where I was at, so I ran to Walmart real quick and picked it up, because at that point my business was already cooking, and I needed it then and there. And then I bought a backup, another cheap backup on Amazon. Shipping. What is your shipping time?
So I think it's just so far for the 3 items I've shipped so far, it seems to be just a few days, and because I've just been doing.
It's a business policy that you set up. That's what I'm asking. You know what your window is? Yeah. I think it
These are
defaults
good
if you didn't
questions.
change it. If you didn't change it, I think it
Yeah.
defaults to 3-day shipping, which means
Okay.
when a customer looks at your listing, you're telling a customer, when you purchase this, you're giving me 3 days before I even send this out in the mail. I'm assuming you're not taking 3 days, right?
Not usually. However, so no, actually, because the one thing, this most recent sale, I got caught up in other stuff, and I didn't even see it pop up until last night after the postal service already closed. And so I think I need to stop following some people on eBay that cause increased notifications to pop up, like, hey, this coin, specifically coin stores, like, hey, this coin store is going live, you don't want to miss this live auction. And so, because I get a
turn that
million of
noise
those.
off.
Yeah, turn
all
all,
that
so I got to
noise.
turn all those noise, all the BS off.
Your big homework tonight is
Yeah.
go through and make business policies. And my recommendation for shipping is 1 business day. A, that's the minimum requirement for top rated. And B,
Okay.
that tells your customer, because when they're looking at your listing, it says how many days on it. Like, and people do shop like that. Like, oh my God, because I can't tell you how many horror stories there are of people who buy something and the guy who's selling it doesn't ship it for a week and a half later.
So
Yeah.
I want to just interrupt here because I have a kind of a question / some help.
Sure.
So I don't know exactly how it works on eBay, but on Amazon, and you got to make sure, like for ship times or whatever, right, for your area, I can put a deadline in. Anything that is like bought before noontime will, is considered that day, and anything bought at 12 or 1 in the afternoon is considered the next day. So
I think that eBay's similar. If you do same day shipping,
I can change that time, and I have because in the past I've had people like they're like, oh, I want this overnight, right? UPS red, and I'll pay the extra $75, and they order it $4.59 when the deadline's 5, and then I get rush and do it, and then they're hoping that I missed the deadline so they get free shipping, basically. And then I meet the requirements, and then they do a refund, and then they get an argument.
It's the same on eBay.
Yeah.
It's the same on eBay.
Yeah. And so you got to be careful with that. So for me, but anyways, what I was going to say with Amazon, I used to have 1 day shipping and handling because the orders would come in and I'm immediately shipping it within that 24-hour window.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But then what happens is
goal.
the UPS says it's going to be there within 4 to 6 days, and UPS doesn't get it there for 8 days. And Amazon was dinging my rating because the shipping people were
eBay doesn't do that.
Shipping late. So unfortunately on Amazon, I had to, there was a couple of ways around it. One, they would be told they were going to get it in 4 to 6 days. Well, here's the problem with Amazon. Whatever shipping that you pick, so if they picked they need it in 10 days, right? So you say, okay, I'll pick the shipping that gets there in 2 to 4, and it doesn't get there for 5 days, you get dinged, even though the customer thought they weren't going to get it for 10 days and it's 5 days early. The Amazon picks it up as 1 day late because their due date of when it happened is based on your shipping, right? So the only way on Amazon for me to avoid that was to put 2-day handling time in there, ship it the same day to create
on the time frame,
the buffer on the time frame. So I don't know how it works on eBay, but I'd be interested.
I'll explain
to
it
know.
right now. I'll explain it right now. So I do 1 day shipping. I started off as 3-day because I didn't want to screw up. I didn't want to do something stupid where I messed up the window.
Yeah.
I wanted
Mine
to be top rated
3-day right now. I just remembered. Yeah. I looked at
I want to be top rated.
Left.
Yeah, it defaults to 3-day. That's why I like.
Okay.
So so I went to 1 day because that's what you need to be a top rated seller. You have to have 1 day shipping on your items. The majority of your items. The way it works is if you buy something at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon with 1 day shipping, I have until the close of post office business day the next day to ship it. Once I ship it, if I ship it in that time frame, I'm clear. Nobody can return it. Nobody can, based on shipping. eBay will always have my back as long as the post office or FedEx or whatever scans it in anywhere in that 1 day shipping period.
It's crazy because on Amazon, you'll ship it out within your window or even earlier. They'll tell the customer, because the customer is like their priority and getting stuff to them quick is a priority. They'll tell the customer it's going to get there based on what the generic post office stuff is. Say. Yeah. But here's what's crazy. I'll get reviews on my Amazon account that'll say 1 out of 5 stars, order was late. And then Amazon will immediately cross it out and say, sorry, we shipped it. My number one complaint is FBA stuff getting there late that Amazon's in charge of.
That doesn't happen on eBay.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, but when I get something there ahead of time, they ding me and I can't remove it. But I pay them for FBA. They're always late and they remove the marks when they mess up. I guess they do it to incentivize you to send everything in for them to handle, but they're later than I've ever been. And they penalize me substantially. Like if you get all 5 stars,
that's why I couldn't do Amazon.
And you get dinged with one star and you can't get it removed, that ratio pulls your 5-star down to like 3. And it takes you months to get it back up to 5. And the customer didn't really have a 1-star experience. They're just angry.
Yep.
So they put the worst one there.
Yeah, they're angry at the shipping and the shipping side of it, which you have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
And you're the one who's going to get taken the blame because you're the only one that has a box that gets to say, how do I feel about this transaction? Hey, pull my store up again real quick. Go to my seller rating.
I saw that 99.9% positive.
Read the top 10. I don't care what they are. I don't even know what they are. Just read the top 10.
That would be fun, but I'm going to read this one negative instead.
Do it. Good. Because this is a learning experience for Broseph.
I'm just kidding. You only have one negative. So first of all, this shirt stunk. Had to wash multiple times. Oh, it actually stunk. Not a euphemism. I had to wash it multiple times, and there's still a bit of a smell. So Polo Ralph Lauren.
And that's just a natural side effect of shopping at thrift stores.
There's a reply.
So then Paul replied, I apologize if the shirt had a smell. I offer a free 30-day return. If you're unhappy with the product, please open a return in eBay so we can resolve the issue. I sent you DM as well. Yeah, so beautiful. This is how I handle this stuff. And a lot of times, because I'll get them in Amazon, they try to test you. Well, they'll say, oh, this is terrible. This is bad. I want to return. And I'm like, hey, no problem.
Do it.
You got to do that through Amazon because they handle the shipping and the returns, but just reach out to them and they'll reach out to Amazon, but Amazon's got them flagged because Amazon has a database of stuff that they can see where there's bad buyers. And what they do is they buy it from the Amazon FBA, but then instead of messaging Amazon FBA, they message you hoping that you just say, oh, I'm sorry, and give them a refund. And then they keep the item. And so anyways, so I always apologize like this and basically, but I don't say, oh yeah, I knew it stunk or whatever. I just don't take any, I take responsibility.
I apologize if the shirt had a smell. Yeah.
I wash all the clothes.
Yeah.
They don't have a smell.
So I'm like, I never like agree with them in the fact like that they say like, you sent me a box of sand and it was supposed to be baby formula, which happened to me before. And I was like, and I said,
I can't feed this to my baby.
Yeah. And I was like, I have a 30-day return policy if you would like to return it. But if not, I don't know what to tell you. But I never said, oh, I'm sorry for sending you a bag of sand, because as soon as you do that, they dig their heels in because you
admit fault.
You admit something, but you don't even have the evidence. And I've had people like say, oh, this iron doesn't work, I'm going to return it. And then I open the return and it's dirty sneakers that had like a weight to it and stuff. But anyway, so let's go back to,
I was going to say, it's just like interacting with the
positive ones.
Real quick on eBay, Broseph.
Yeah,
your DMs are not private. Every eBay employee has access to all your DMs with every customer. So do not make promises in DMs that you're not willing to back up in real life, or don't say anything because it's binding for eBay. Whenever there's an issue they have to resolve, they'll look back and forth in the DMs to see who is right and wrong.
Okay, so treat that just like I treated my interactions in the
I'll make the
Slack
simple.
on
I'll make
at
this
my
simple.
old job.
I'll make this simple. Sit down and build your policies. And all you have to do is stick to your policies.
Okay.
If you build policies and you stick to your policies, eBay will side with you 9 out of 10 times. As long as you meet it.
Shout out to Drew. Yeah, in the chat. Hi, Drew.
All right, just read a couple so you can see what customers care about, because this is where because we're about to learn something about shipping. I guarantee it. And I haven't read these.
This is from the past month here with the feedback. I'm so happy to have these guys in my possession. All right, so I guess so this was for a Muppet Babies McDonald's Happy Meal toy set of 2 80s. With Miss Piggy and Gonzo. So I'm so happy to have these guys in my possession. They're both very good condition as described in the description. The price of the 2 was very reasonable as well. Both of them were well wrapped in bubble wrap. And then in parentheses, in all honesty, maybe a bit too much. The bubble wrap
criticism
was for non-fragile items. Shipping was a bit expensive and took a total of 9 days, but I blame that on eBay.
Well, that's the post office. I do calculated shipping. You pay the cost to ship.
Yeah, that was still a positive. That's still they gave you a positive
question about the shipping. So do you do because I noticed that, it said there's different ways and you can save. It says save money with eBay, shipping label, and then it creates it for you.
I buy all my labels through eBay if that's what you're asking.
Yes. Okay. So you do that auto thing. You when you were talking about the size, the weight, and everything, you put all those fields in, and then you get the eBay QR code, and then scan the QR code, or whatever.
QR code.
Okay. Well, I guess because I
have my own shipping label. I have my own label printer.
Yes.
I have a mini post office in my garage. Yes, I have my own mini post, and I have a deal with my local post office where they just come daily, and I have like a collection bin, and they just pick the collection bin up.
You don't even go to the post office.
Oh
no, dude! I've built relationships. Building relationships is a huge part of this business, and I mean that with everywhere.
Yeah,
you want to know all your thrift store employees by name. You want to know all your postal ladies by name. You want to know your mail lady by name. You want to tell people, don't be ashamed. And this goes for everybody out there who sells on eBay. Do not be ashamed to tell people what you do for a living. I've heard so many people say, I don't want people to know I sell on eBay. You know why it's great to tell people you sell on eBay? This has happened to me 1,000 times in 2 years. So what do you do for a living, Paul? Oh, I sell stuff on eBay. Really? What do you mean? Well, like I go to thrift stores, I go to antique shops, I buy stuff. Oh my God, I need to clean my attic out, and I've been lazy and not wanting to do it. You want to come over and just take whatever you want? You can have it all. I don't care. Just take it off my property.
Yeah. I want to say
it is true. Yeah, because especially my old just had a great idea. So my old job doing pest control, all the time, it be in customers' houses. They'd be like, oh yeah, I gotta clean out all this crap, blah blah blah. And all my kids' stuff, they said they don't want it, I got to go through it, find the good stuff. And so I'm going to ask my wife and my the guy who lives in the basement and my buddy who lives in the basement, who both still work at that job, to ask customers if they'd like that, because that's a great idea I didn't even think about.
Make business cards. I would even make business cards.
Yes.
I want to say, I wasn't sure if it was because I was in a small town or what, but when I'm in rural suburban New Hampshire, closer to suburbs than the rurals, but it's not suburban. But like when I started doing this stuff, you'll start recognizing. So if you're scared and you're trying to make the leap from a W-2 into something, I think the eBay and selling is a great way to do it, because everybody has stuff around the house that they need to get rid of and can resell, and they understand the idea of buying and selling because you've done it before. But when I first started, and I was like first started getting sales, and I would go to the post office and I would drop it off in their bin or whatever. They had an open bin. I made friends, and I can walk into that post office, not be there for 6 months, walk in, and the guy would be like, "Hey Dave, how's it going?" And then when my buddies moved here and I was kind of showing them some of how to do online sales or whatever, and we went to Staples with, corporate store, hundreds, dozens of people working there or whatever. And I walk in and the manager comes over and starts talking to us. And we have like a full conversation. He pats me in the back, shakes my hand, walks me over to some stuff. We talk. They're like, "Oh, they're trying to sell us something?" I'm like, "Oh no, I know Mark." He's like, "How do you know Mark?" He's like, "I sell and I ship for a living. Why would I not know the manager of the place that I ship at?" And so they would they give you deals. He revamped, and I helped him out too at this place because we revamped his box section, the sizes, the labeling, and all that stuff because they weren't selling enough boxes. And I was giving him insiders of what people that are actually shipping need, not what like the corporate designers were making.
USPS, is saying
Yes.
This is what you should have on your shelf.
Yeah, so everything that we were dealing with, or I was dealing with, was all networking, even to the stores that I was shopping in. So I was going to local stores and I was buying products from them, and I would go in there and continuously buy certain products. So then I went to the manager and said, "Hey, I'm selling about 100 of these a month, or I need 100 of these a month for my business. Is there any way that you can call up your thing and get the 100 delivered here to me?" And every month I would just go in and have a couple items that they sold frequently that I would pick up, toss in my car, go home, label them, ship them out to Amazon. And it's like, the amazing thing is people want to help you, or at least they did me. Like if you go out and you think that it's a scary world, the post office loves knowing my name and trying to help me. The people at Staples love trying to help me. The managers that I'm working for these stores, like they're interested in helping people that are friendly and nice because they're dealing with jerks all day. So you don't have to put that much extra effort into it in order to get a ton in return.
With the time limit for us running down real quick, just real quick answer. How do you guys track your finances and sales and stuff like that? Do you guys do spreadsheets, anything like that? Or are you using software?
I'm using software. So I use QuickBooks to do my multiple businesses. That all goes into that. But then I have for Amazon, I just switched over to something on Amazon called 365 Seller, and it pulls data from eBay, Amazon, and all those stores in. It reprices everything for me. It lets me search online for stuff that's discounted that sells more on Amazon. So it's I use like a whole system. I don't think that a new person doesn't need that. I started on a spreadsheet, but it makes it so much easier for me to pull all the data into one place.
I shared my screen. Can I do a quick commercial for a friend's product real quick?
This is my system right now.
Broseph, have you come across Justin Resell on YouTube? He's one of the big eBay YouTubers. His channel is the #1 I recommend, Justin Resells, to watch and learn from.
Was it not?
Justin.
You see where it says Paul share screen at the bottom?
Add to stage. It's not doing it. Do I have to remove my other one from stage?
Yes, you have to remove the other one first.
There we go.
Okay, he created a product called Flipwise, and you can use it for anything, but it's inherently designed for eBay. You link your eBay account to it, and it keeps track of all your inventory. You can punch in what your costs were that you spent on things, so it tracks all of your numbers for you, and you can. It tracks all of your sold stuff like that too. It tells you what it sold for. If you're new to the game, I'd highly recommend consider getting this. And the subscription cost goes by how many items you have listed in your store. So when you're new, it's free. Justin says, I don't want to take money from you when you're new. It's free. But as it builds
my goodness.
up, as the business builds up, he does request money from you. And
that makes sense.
This is really great, and it logs everything. When I do my taxes myself now. All I got to do is go here and print the button, and it tells me everything that I need for all my taxes, and it tells me where to put it in. Justin did an amazing job building this, and I love him for this product, and I always want to do it. But one thing I also love too. This is great. Purchase locations. I could tell you what I've made off of where from every location I've ever bought. Every thrift store, every single person who's ever given me anything, every estate sale I've gone to, I could tell you exactly how much it cost me, how much went into it, how much gross, how much net. It'll make your life 10 times easier. If you're new to it, I'd highly recommend getting something like
that's
this.
called
it's not the only one.
Flipwise. Yeah, FLIPWISE, Flipwise.
You can use this for any online selling site. But he built it for eBay, and it interacts with eBay. So when you list something on eBay, it automatically gets put into your Flipwise account. You just have to go in and add cost of goods, where you bought it, and what day you bought it.
Yeah. I use something similar with the So here's a question for you, Paul.
Sure.
So do you have you manually reprice everything, or do you use repricers with your eBay store?
Great question.
Because I use automatic repricers for my Amazon store, where I have strategy set up, and then I can pair parts of it and change it into, as I need. So I can do some of it manually.
You have way more trust in Amazon or eBay than I would.
I do some of it manually, and I do some. Well, you give it a framework. You say, I don't want the price ever going lower than this, and here's the top price. And based on these particular parameters, adjust the price so it's competitive.
Okay. So subscription, this is great because I wanted to tell Broseph about subscriptions before we got off. With subscription, you get different tools. Like you can run discounts, you can run sales. Consider when you hit those milestones, like when you have 250 items listed consecutively, that's the first tier where you should probably get the basic eBay subscription. And then that unlocks tools in eBay for you as a seller. And it gives you a storefront. Like if you saw my page, how it looks like a store where there's different departments, that's because I'm a member. Yeah, yours is just items listed, which is nothing wrong. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, do I auto price it? Do I let eBay adjust prices? No. Here's my pricing strategy. When I'm listing something, I look up every item, and I always price it on the high end of what it sells for. I always shoot for the moon on price. And then what I do is every single weekend, I run a sale. And the way my sales work is every item, and this is new. This is the new rhythm I'm doing for sales. Every item is at least 25% off every weekend. Or if it's over 90 days old, it's 30% off. Or if it's over a year old, if it's been sitting in my inventory for over a year, it's 40% off. So that way, that's how I do it. And a big thing but I'm glad you mentioned this, Dave, a big thing on eBay, if you have an item that's been sitting around for a while and it's not getting any action, nobody's looking at it or anything, end and sell similar. Because what that does is that kills that product in eBay, and eBay thinks you're selling a brand new product that was the same that you just ended, but it gives it a new ID, and new IDs in eBay get a boost in the algorithm. So if you're ever in a slump, you can go through and delist a whole bunch of stuff, like end a bunch of listings, and just automatically relist them again as a new product, and you're going to see a lot of sales come from that. Flipwise, just added this feature where every month, Flipwise will automatically go into your eBay and end your listings and relist them for you.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And nice. You can set it up in eBay. You can set it up in Flipwise. Like if I only want these products to relist, the way I do relisting is once it hits 90 days, I relist it twice a month on the 1st and 15th of every month.
And so when it auto relists it just fills in all the fields that you had before.
It takes the same listing and just it says, oh, you're selling the same item. It's just a new item that you're selling.
Nice. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay. Yeah.
So when I do the reselling thing, and there's multiple resellers for Amazon, I don't use the Amazon system. It's a third-party system that basically you set parameters for items.
Okay.
And you can do it like, here's my bottom price. Or you give it your cost so you have a cost spreadsheet.
That was going to be
cost, where you found it from, when you bought it, the cost, how long it's been there. And then you tell it, I want to make 25% to 100%, or I want to make 100% to 200% on this item. And it will automatically create your bottom and your top line based on shipping and fees and everything of what that would look like. And then it looks at the internet and it looks at Amazon, and it prices you competitive against your competitors. And if your competitors lower your price, it will lower your price for the competitors down to your minimum. And if everybody sells out and you're the only one on the listing, it will raise your price. And then as it stops selling, it'll start lowering it. And then when the sales pick up again, it'll start raising it back up. And it constantly does this 24 hours. It's not something you need when you first start, but once you get into it, the software pays for itself. I know when I first started using a repricer and my store was huge, I went from making like $200-300 a day up to $600 overnight from just adding a repricer.
What's your target net profit margin on every sale? Like what is the number of a net profit margin where you say I'm happy? Because I think we're going to learn the difference between me and Dave.
Yeah, this real quick. This goes into two key questions that I had that I should have asked way freaking earlier in the show because they're going to eat up a lot of time.
Yeah, we had 6 minutes roughly left. But
so Paul, like what is the profit margin you aim for, and also do you, even with the discounts that you were listing, do you still get profit margins off of that? And also, the bigger question that goes into the first one, which is how do you accurately search for products to list? Because I found at the thrift stores around me, like a lot of the thrift stores, I feel like used to be, you could get most average price was somewhere between like $1 to $2 to like $8, maybe $10. Now it's like, $7 to like $20 for the things I'm seeing.
So to answer your question, and I want to know your answer too, Dave.
Yeah.
My target, what I would like, at least from every sale, 50% profit margin. I want to make a 50% profit margin off every sale. That's my desired goal. In the same token, I'm not worried about volume of sales. So, Dave, are you a quick nickel or a thin dime? Or a quick nickel or a long dime?
We're from the outsider, it seems like we're in the same industry because we're selling online, but we're in different industries.
Yep.
And so I don't have an exact thing on that because of it depends on quite a few things. So example, I ordered a bunch of beauty products from South Korea. They take about 60 to 90 days for me to even get in the States, and then another 30 to 60 days. So Amazon's got them listed Prime.
But the price
so I
is
might
right?
Yeah, so I might have those out there for it. That might be a 4-month spread from when I spend the money to the first sale. So if I'm going to wait 4 months to get my first sale and that money's not getting rotated, I'm looking at like 100% plus profit on those particular items. If I go out to go buy something, for instance, at the store, and I scan something and it works, and I can make 10 to 20% on it, but it sells 10,000 a month. So I know that's going to sell like almost overnight. I'll go as low as like 10% for the rethink.
And that's what I figured.
In general, anything under 50%, I'm probably not rebuying. But if I get 25% on it, it's doing quickly when it sells out. If I don't have any other stuff to buy with my money, I'll rebuy stuff at like 25%. And then if it goes under that, I'm like, let me find new products to put in my store, basically. Yeah.
Dave's going for a volume game. That's Dave's is a volume strategy, which is great. It's not a bad strategy.
It's a balance. Like,
yeah.
It depends. Yeah. It's called the market elasticity. Basically, I have products that I can get almost infinite amount of supply on. So, but there's only so much need of it. So it's like certain products, if they're $100,
like the Christmas stuff, the seasonal stuff people have an acute need for, or something like that,
Well, I was gonna say, like, say something sells like $100 a month at $100, right? Mm-hmm. But then if I raise it to $200, it sells $50 a month. It's like almost kind of still worth it. But if you drop it down to like, so then say you drop the price down to $50 and it doesn't sell more than 100, then it's not worth dropping down. And so you're trying to find this sweet spot where you're like making the most profit by selling the most units.
Yeah.
So
it's a volume game
based on the demand. And that's changing instantaneously because there might be new competition, new products, more sellers on the listing.
This is how McDonald's and Walmart became empires.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I've switched my business model. I don't want to get into it with 2 minutes left, but I got rid of most of my products on my page, and now I have a list of American-made small businesses that sell products that sell about $5,000 a month or less. And I have this list, and I'm going to start reaching out with brands to help them build their products on Amazon, and start only selling exclusively with those type of individuals, and then hopefully start putting some of those in the TikTok store, but that we didn't get into tonight. But I think we're gonna end the show here, and we're gonna have to do this again.
Could we go? I'll make this super fast. Yeah. I want to answer Bros's question.
I'm not in a rush. Both of you guys told me you had a hard out at 1 o'clock.
I don't have a hard out. I just said I don't want to be here all day.
Yeah. Okay. And real quick. Yeah, it was me because I am trying to aim to hit this estate sale up, but go couple few more minutes because that's one thing I've been particularly struggling with.
You're not going to like my answer.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, if it's an answer, it's an answer, because
it's hard work. The answer is hard work.
Okay. Then that's
so
good.
when I first started off, I would sell anything under the sun as long as it made me a profit. I didn't care what it was, and I was looking everything up, and I was burning myself out doing sold comps on every single item.
Yeah.
But as I was doing that, and I was putting those hours in, and I was killing my brain, I was gaining knowledge.
Yes. Okay.
Every day I'm like, oh, Under Armour heat gear polo shirts, golf polos, those sell really good. I need to buy those when I'm out. Because and the weirder the pattern, the more money you're going to get for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then like you learn stuff like that. Okay. So for those who don't, here, let me tell you, I will still sell anything, but I have 3 primary categories: men's shirts, men's clothes in general, men's clothes, sunglasses, and TV remote controls. And then I just do random odds and ends from there. I'm getting out of TV remotes now. It's been profitable. I can tell you exactly how much I made out of it, but I'm getting tired of cleaning them and all the prep work that has to go into it before listing. Sunglasses, I have a supplier with Foster's Grant where I get a really, really good deal, and that's the brand that Walmart has a contract with. So I'm undercutting Walmart.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm taking the big guy down when it comes to that. I'm one of the top rated sunglass sellers in the country on eBay, and it kind of rules, and I dig it.
Nice.
So if you need a pair of sunglasses, cheap sunglasses, Phoenix Sales 85-555. No, but you learn what works. You learn, and books, AI. Oh my gosh, let me Dave Wright for a second. AI, use it in your business. Incorporate it. Learn how to harness it to your business.
Yes. Dave's been talking about this. Yes.
Books. You got thrift stores with books in them, right?
Yes.
There's so much gold on those shelves you don't even realize it. But you don't want to go through every book and look every book up, right? Take a picture of the bookshelf where you can read the spine in the picture and tell AI, hey, I want you to go through eBay sold listings and make a list of these books that tell me which ones will sell for more than $20 and have a sell-through rate of greater than 80%. And then it'll spit it out and it'll say, here's the list of books in the picture. There's where they're located in the picture. These are the ones I'd recommend picking up. Now, AI is not perfect, but you want to double check them as you pick those books off the shelf. Look the books up individually and see if they're going for $30, $40 a piece. And you're about to pay 50 cents for it.
Okay. Sell through rate higher than 80%. See, these are just small little things. I'm like, okay. Yes.
I say 80% because you're new and I want you to make sure you're going to get stuff that works. There's certain items that I know will sell that only have a 50% rate, but I'm so good in that category that I know the algorithm has my back. You know what I mean?
You're already top seller. You're already,
When I did eBay, the one thing that I got rid of my entire used video game collection or whatever. So I was kind of like an expert in that because that was how I started my seed money and it got me into it to begin with. But after that, I forgot to even bring this up, and maybe Paul can speak on this. Vintage board games, if you go to the toy section and can find vintage board games, especially the ones that were getting me was the Seen It games, like Disney Seen It, Harry Potter Seen It, where it's a party game with a CD or whatever. If all the pieces are there on those board games and you can go through and open them and they're in good condition, you can look up the brand new ones up and they'll be selling for like on eBay or Amazon for like $100-$200. Then you find them for $5. If you can clean them up a little bit and ship them as used in good condition, I was making anywhere between 30 to 50, $60 sometimes on used board games if you know which ones to look for. And you get to a point where you can walk into a thrift store and just like, you're the AI. You just look at every game and you're like, and then once in a while there's one that, and some people you'll go in there and they still have the plastic on them. Like they bought them for a gift and they never used it. And they donate it. It's not considered new, but it's like new because it's never been used and it's in plastic wrap.
If it's in plastic wrap, you can sell it as new on eBay. Yeah. If it's sealed in plastic, you can sell it as new.
The only thing I worry about is that somebody else sealed it, and it's like I don't want to open it up.
You could tell which one's factory and which ones are aftermarket. You could tell. The more you do this, you learn which ones are, but I agree with you. And I do have a rule that if something is sealed and it's not my category, it hires the chance where I'll take a risk on it. You know what I mean? And pick it up.
Thanks for showing up. Even
don't
if it's
buy
late,
everything.
Hindian.
Hey, Hindini. Yeah, don't buy
he and I are
Broseph.
on stream tonight on his channel, 10:30 Mountain Time. Quick plug. Sorry.
All right. No. Yeah. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Any last hey, I wish I would have, known this 2 years ago.
When I first started off, I was willing to take a lot more risks. And I think that's just like the new guy, let me buy this stuff. It's going to sit on your shelf for years.
Okay.
Don't buy everything.
Okay.
Look up what you're buying. Learn as you go along. Don't feel the need that you need to rush and get to 10,000 items in your store as quickly as possible. You don't.
Okay.
Yeah. So one quick thing we didn't really touch on that. The easiest thing to do is just take the item, scan it, look at it. You know what I mean? I do this with Amazon, and it's a little bit different. The data works, but just look it up, find it on eBay, and hit sold last units. And if it's sold one unit in 2022 of August, and it doesn't seem rare, then you're like, okay, don't buy this. But a lot of times you'll look it up, and it's like there was 3 of them that sold that day for $30, 3 that sold the day before. So you're like, oh, yeah, this is going to sell for about $30 in about a day.
Do you know how to do sold comps, Broseph?
I know how to search on the thing and then toggle sold. Yeah.
But roughly pull up eBay real quick. Let's do this real fast.
For sure.
Think of something to sell. Anything to sell. I don't care. Think of something.
Silver quarter. That's what I'm going to be listing today.
Okay. Right there. You got 93,000 results for silver quarter. Is there something we can do to bring that down? Like a year of a quarter that's more special than any other year?
Let's just go maybe 1945 silver quarter.
Okay, 1945 silver quarter. Let's see what we got there.
45. Perfect.
Okay, that brings us down to 1,300. That means currently on eBay there's about 1,300 left. Would you please hit sold completed?
Stay tuned.
Right there. Oh, and completed. Okay.
Okay, scroll back up to the top.
Hold on.
You did. It used to do both automatically.
Yeah. And maybe if I hit completed, it would have.
Yeah. No, it doesn't do it anymore. They stopped it like 2 weeks ago. I don't know why. So now you have 1,700 sold. So there's 1,300 listed, and in the past 90 days, 1,700 sold. So that's over 100% sell-through rate.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
That means that yes.
If this number was 1,300, it would be exactly 100%. If this number was 650, it'd be a 50% sell-through rate.
Okay. All right. Oh, so that's how you establish that ratio, and
correct.
So it's not only seen. Okay, did this sell recently, but quantity-wise.
Yeah, this is literally sold yesterday, $23.99. Sold yesterday, $26.99.
25 cents.
Sold yesterday,
25 cent investment.
Sold yesterday, 27. Sold yesterday. We'd have to look in. I don't want to. Sold yesterday, 2050. These are all sold yesterday. Let's see.
And look how wildly different the prices are.
Okay, and here's one. Yeah. So, and then this one's the 12th. So this was 2 days ago for this one. But just yesterday alone, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of these sold.
Just to self, go through quarters and look for 1944.
Yeah,
I mean, real quick. That's what I've been on. That's what's going to be on my, I guess, quick plug for my eBay store. I'm going to be listing a bunch of these silver coins and also some world coins. I got some silver coins from Austria, Canada, Mexico, and then some just non-silver world coins from those places, also Italy, France, Belgium, like some old cents from Canada from the 1800s.
When you're doing those sell-through rates, to look those sell-through rates up, try to make it as specific as possible, like 1944 silver quarter with blah 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 blah, whatever you're looking for.
Gotcha. Yeah, because specifically going back to that quarter example, that was just 1944 quarter. There are a variety of mintages. It could be
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then the condition.
Scope it down to like its most broad, narrow, to where you can get what the accurate number for the product you're selling is. Because Red Polo, if you search Red Polo, there's going to be over 10 million of them on eBay. But if you search Ralph Lauren Red Polo with a green pony,
I was gonna say the same brand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be higher than Walmart or Amazon Basics red polo. Yeah.
I wanted to say too, with people that are like staying away from like AI and technology, whatever, it's insane because so when I was like selling video games, I ended up getting, and I had Magic cards. I was very familiar with Magic and video games, so I kind of knew by looking at them. But if you showed them to a stranger, they wouldn't recognize that this game that looks exactly like that game is popular or not. But then I started getting into Pokemon and even into some coins and different card stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it was called.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
And Yu-Gi-Oh. And I wasn't familiar with it. Well, now with AI, you can literally download a coin app, scan your change with it. It'll tell you. They have another one.
You can do that with Google Lens.
Yeah, there's another one with cards that you can put your phone on it, and it's got like a plastic housing that you slide the cards through, and it'll index, take all your cards, take a photo, put it into a digital binder, and tell you all the prices and everything in these cards. So even if you don't know sports cards or you don't know whatever, you can go to yard sales, thrift stores, whatever, if you find them, and use your phone to start learning this stuff in lightning speed. Like we used to have to go online, type everything in, open up books. Now your phone will do 95% of the work, and then you have to do 5% like check to make sure that it's not giving you false data.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, hold on. Let me. I just want to share something one more time, real quick. I'm now at the point where with AI, I sat down one day and I opened up a Word document and I wrote all my rules for how I list a product, like my internal poll. This is how I like my titles written. This is how I wrote it out in a Word document. Yeah. And then what I did was I gave ChatGPT 50 of my listings from each category, and then I gave them my set of rules, and I made it's called a GBT. I don't know what that means, but it's like a special thing that you have in your ChatGPT where it always follow the same rules that you established. So I told it for this GTP, I call it eBay Assistant. I say, I'm going to give you pictures of something, go through those pictures and write the title this way, write it that way. So now all I do is take pictures of the product, I feed them into ChatGPT. ChatGPT writes all the information that you have to plug into eBay for me. Like
can I say something real quick, just business minded? Paul, do you have so Broseph and I keep messing up your fake name because I want to say your real name, but Broseph and I
your real name.
have linked trees, and in Linktree you can sell PDFs, spreadsheets, and documents. If you get a Linktree, Paul, you can take that document that you created that helps people shortcut making listings with eBay, and you could put it up for sale. People can click on it and buy it.
I'm pretty sure I could take the GPT that I created and give it to anybody who wants to use it. Yeah. I can give you the GPT and you could just put it in your own chat GPT.
Well, I was going to say, you could put it online for anybody to find it, and they can donate $1 or $3 and get it from you too, is what I'm saying.
This is why I like Dave. Dave says, how do I get that side money from just
but I'm saying this isn't just people like, I'm going to pay $5 for a couple of words he types into. No, he's been doing this for 5 years. He's taken all that knowledge of how to build a proper listing, trials, errors, positive, negative, failing, losing money, and condensed it into this one thing. And now you can get Paul, if you click the link in his bio for Linktree, for just $5, you have 5 years of compressed knowledge on how to use AI to create a listing. I think that's a value that I would be willing to pay if I was an eBay person and I went over to Paul's thing. So anyways.
I wish I had Dave's mind like that. I wish I did.
Same.
Well, you're not selling just the words. You're selling the technique, strategy, and understanding the idea of how to create those words. You know what I mean? And so, but anyways, if you're something you're interested in, it's easy to create a link tree that has all your links there. Me and Broseph's link tree will be down below. Anything that links, we have some sponsors and stuff now that we work with for groceries, meal plans and stuff like that. So if you want to help us out and you want to support us, or if you're buying that stuff anyways, try to do it through us.
Last thing I want to say, Broseph, as you learn stuff, pass that knowledge on to those who don't know it.
Yeah.
Like don't be a curmudgeon and hold your own information to yourself. Always be willing to help the new guy. I hated when I would go to like people who were like big in this and they're like, well, that's my information. That's That's how
yeah,
I do it.
That's how
my
I've always felt,
proprietary
especially
knowledge.
yeah, with my old job in pest control, it was always obviously you're working with people too, so you want, you don't want to come back to a crappy situation, but it's almost the same with eBay. It's, you're in some way, your competitors, but you're also in some way coworkers, because if you, do something that makes people go, all right, screw this, I'm just not using eBay again, versus if you do something that encourages and brings someone to the platform.
What state do you live in?
Colorado.
Okay, you live in Colorado. I live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, right? Okay, if somebody in Ohio wants to buy a 1944 quarter and mine is $4 more expensive than your quarter, but my shipping is $6 cheaper than your shipping from Colorado, they're going to buy my quarter.
Yep.
We're not competition. Have an abundancy mindset.
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. No, and that's I guess kind of where I was, and trying to morph into, because I realized at my old job I was turning into more of a curmudgeon about things, especially with even just, the techs with whom I was working, because, but that, I don't know. I guess I had taken more of the lessons I learned from the state mental hospital, which is, hey, if we help everyone, then we're all going to have a better time. Like that's just at the end of the day, if we help everyone, we're all going to have a better time, So anyways.
Yeah. And I want everybody to succeed. I don't like even my enemies. I don't like even seeing my enemies fail. I want everybody. I want people to win. I want people to have a redemption arc. I want them to have a comeback story.
Yes.
I want people to pay their bills. I want them to enjoy life. Like, I don't know.
No, that is not only, healthy economically and, socially, but also spiritually as well. So, but yeah.
That's one of the number one things that I get in DMs from people is they say, thanks for not gatekeeping. And until people started saying that to me, it didn't even cross my mind to gatekeep.
eBay, in this space, there are so many eBay creators who don't even make their money off eBay anymore. They make their money selling you a training guide on how to become an eBay millionaire like they are. They tell you, I made $150K last month on eBay. No, they made 150 gross. They didn't tell you that their net profit was like maybe $150. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Anyways, it is to the point I probably do got to get going a little bit, but I do enjoy talking. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having
we're gonna
me,
have to do more of these. So everybody, check. I'll put all the links below. Follow everybody. Comment for the algorithm if you like the show. We're not exactly sure when we're going to go live. We think next week it's going to be at 1 p.m. with Chad from GigTube, an old friend of mine that I've known for a couple of years that's doing gig side hustles full-time, paid off his college debts and loans with that. So he's going to be teaching everybody how he made the leap, the fears, the struggles, and all that. But we thank you guys for showing up. We're going to have Paul back. He's the unofficial third mic of the show. And as long as
all depends on how many intoxicating elixirs I consume on a Friday night.
As long as Broseph is doing eBay and stuff, we're gonna have Paul back and forth because there's so much more we could talk about.
For sure.
Let me rephrase that. As Broseph continues to do eBay and succeeds at it, manifesting that good shit.
Well, I don't know. We're going to have the TikTok store soon. So maybe we're going to become TikTok influencers. Who knows where this is going to take us.
I'm really excited to see if you guys actually hit that milestone.
We will be
just to watch.
We will be, and we're going to be selling items, affiliate links on their items and stuff. And I think it's great because it's going to be a global market space.
Yes.
And if you live in a place where the economy is like shaky, I think that you can balance it by having a global space.
Yes.
Because
0.1% of the global market is better than 1%
business that I've run that the government came in and like basically wrote something on a piece of paper and like crushed my business. So it's like I'm sick and tired of people, 1,000 people sitting in Washington, D.C. being able to write something on a piece of paper and like destroy my business. So I'm like, I want to create something that's global. So at least it's tons of people that would have to write stuff on pieces of paper to collapse my business.
It would have to be a larger conspiracy. But
yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Any final words? Anything? Yeah, just
Paul
do our plugs, and I'm gonna.
B485 on Twitter. Follow
Yeah.
me there. That's where I do all my updated information. Killing Time with Paul on Rumble. Sibling Revelry on Rumble. That's
Perfect.
it.
I'll put all the links below. Thank you for stopping by. Let's get you.
Thank you for having me.
Over to the estate sale.
Oh yeah.
And